You haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe now. Ethan Carter had always considered himself a lucky man. He had a steady career, a comfortable life, and most importantly, a wife he adored. When he first met Madeline, she was an ambitious intern, eager to learn. He had been assigned as her mentor for a week, but that was all it took for sparks to fly. Late-night walks, long conversations over coffee, and inside jokes had quickly turned into something more. Within a year, they were married. They both worked in the same company, but in different departments, and that arrangement suited them well. Maddie had always been driven, and when she insisted on going back to work shortly after giving birth to their daughter, Emily, Ethan supported her decision. They hired a nanny, and life continued smoothly, at least for a while. Maddie's rise through the corporate ranks was meteoric. Within 3 years, she had climbed from an entry-level position to practically being the second in command to the company's CEO, Daniel Hawthorne. Ethan was proud of her, or at least he was until he started noticing the whispers. He heard them in the break room. He saw the knowing glances exchanged between colleagues when he entered a room, but he dismissed it. Maddie loved him, and she wouldn't betray him. Would she? One evening, his longtime friend and colleague, Mark Lawson, invited him for drinks after work. Ethan welcomed the distraction, oblivious to what was coming. The revelation. The bar was dimly lit, the sound of low chatter and clinking glasses filling the space. Ethan took a swig of his beer, sighing as the tension from work melted away. Mark hesitated before speaking, clearly weighing his words. Ethan, have you ever wondered how Maddie moved up so fast? Ethan furrowed his brow. What are you getting at? Mark pulled out his phone, tapped the screen a few times, and slid it across the table. The video played. There, in crystal-clear footage, was his wife, pressed up against Daniel Hawthorne in a dark parking garage, locked in a passionate kiss. Ethan's grip tightened around his glass. His chest felt like it had been cracked open. 3 years, man, Mark said quietly. It's been going on for 3 years. Ethan clenched his jaw. He felt sick. He had trusted her. He had believed in their love and their family. And she had thrown it all away. The plan. Ethan had always prided himself on his composure. Instead of confronting Maddie in a blind rage, he let the pain settle into something colder, something more calculating. We're going to ruin him, Ethan said, his voice eerily calm. Mark smirked. I thought you'd never say it. The plan took weeks. They gathered evidence, tracked financial discrepancies, and most importantly, contacted Jessica Hawthorne. She was furious when she learned of her husband's betrayal, and she had the power to inflict the most damage. Jessica played her role perfectly. She confronted Daniel at a high-profile event, humiliating him in front of their industry peers. Meanwhile, Ethan and Mark ensured that every financial irregularity tied to Daniel's leadership was brought to light. The IRS got involved. The company board panicked. Daniel found himself facing legal troubles he never saw coming. And then, just as the dust began to settle, Maddie was caught in the storm. The downfall. The day Daniel Hawthorne fell, he never saw it coming. Tax audits, internal investigations, a divorce scandal. One by one, his empire crumbled. His cushy CEO position, gone. His pristine reputation, destroyed. And Maddie? She was collateral damage. As his right hand, she was implicated in more than just an affair. When the board fired her, she stormed home seething. Ethan sat calmly in the living room, sipping whiskey as she burst through the door. You did this, she screamed, her eyes wild. You ruined my career, my life. Ethan set his glass down. No, Maddie, you did that yourself. Tears streamed down her face. Ethan, it wasn't serious. I never loved him. It was just what? Ethan snapped. Convenience? A stepping stone? She swallowed hard, realizing there was nothing left to say. Pack your things, Ethan said coldly. We're done. The aftermath. The divorce was swift and brutal. Ethan fought for full custody of Emily and won. He watched as Maddie's life unravel, but he felt nothing. The woman he had loved had died the moment he saw that video. A year later, as he tucked Emily into bed, she looked up at him with her big, innocent eyes. Daddy, are you happy? Ethan smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Yeah, sweetheart, I finally am.